So welcome to another episode of Your Rational Moms. We're coming to you from your favorite neighborhood, Milk Estates, where it's Thanksgiving and we love getting our turkey stuffed, and we're expert at making delicious pies. You can listen to us at Spotify. You can find us at Spotify. You can find us on Apple Podcast. You can Google irrationalmoms.com and it will pop you on over to YouTube where you can like, subscribe, watch us, and leave us a comment. And we have so much to talk about because it's Thanksgiving. And I know it's like, Tris, I know you're going to be bringing us some delicious like snack of the week. It has to be like something yummy. We have all these questions from fans from Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, that asked us all about like different things for Thanksgiving. And so we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the Chiefs and Eagles disastrous game that we had on Monday night.
Or great game, depending on your perspective.
And then we're also going to follow up with talking about Black Friday. Is that still a thing? And then what's this like Cyber Monday? And I kind of feel like it's kind of jumped the shark. So we can kind of talk about that. So Tris, let's roll right into, Thanksgiving. And what is your delicious snack of the week? That has to be, I'm assuming, something to do with Thanksgiving, right?
Yes. So actually my pants do kind of match my snack. It's not really a snack per se, but I didn't have a lot of time. And I'm going somewhere that people are going to be cooking for me. So I didn't go through the process to make all my favorites. And I know we'll talk about some of my favorites once we get into the show. But anyways, I have some cranberry sauce here. Now, I don't know how Annabelle's going to feel about this, but I like the cranberry sauce out of the can. None of that like fresh made BS. Like I want the ridges from the can on my cranberry sauce. And it's so good. And like Thanksgiving is one of the rare times that I'm like, want like some of every bite. Like usually I'll eat my favorites last. So I save that little bit. So like sweet potato stuff, I save that for last. But anyways, the cranberry sauce, and I think one time somebody was trying to be nice and they brought like the kind that has like the whole like it was fresh. And I was like, oh, who are you? Like, why would you do that?
So is this the cranberry, like, because this is how we do our cranberries. Like it's out of the can, but it's the Jello one. It's not the
jellied
chunky one.
Yeah. Are you eating that cold, like in its Jello format?
That's how we eat it too.
It's jellied.
What?
You just take it out of the can, you plop it out, and you cut on the ridges.
So you don't even heat it?
No.
What? No. We just eat it by itself.
That is,
girl. See, I knew you were going to frown.
Because it's horrifying.
They sell a ton of it. And you're seeing like when you walk through the supermarket, they have whole displays
whole cans
of all of it.
I thought they just do that like because I know people have it. It's been on our Thanksgiving table growing up sometimes, but I just thought it was something that's there for like color. I didn't think people actually eat it from the can.
No, like a little bit of this,
yes,
with some stuffing or dressing and some turkey or chicken or whatever you have. Is so good.
That's exactly how we have it. I have 3 cans of it, and I'm gonna just slice it all up like where the ridges are, and it comes like little round disc.
Most people don't like it, and I'm like, more for me. That's fine.
I mean, I'm all about cutting corners and saving time. Just like I bought frozen Brussels sprouts so I can steam those or put them in the microwave.
She's horrified.
She's horrified. There's no shame in shortcuts. Like I do that too sometimes. I'm not like meaning this in a judgy way. I just think it's so disgusting. It's like, why did it?
I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like I am a little bit WT and did grow up in a trailer, so maybe that's where it comes from.
I am also WT. I just happen to find cranberry sauce gross. And when you use fresh cranberries and you cook them, it's so easy. This is the thing. I think this is one of my issues with it. Making homemade cranberry sauce takes almost zero effort. You literally dump them in the pan, throw some water, a little bit of orange juice, some sugar, and you cook it for like 5-10 minutes and it's done. You don't have to do anything.
It's not as good though. It's not as good.
You need to add sugar to it because it's probably more.
Yeah, you do add sugar, but I'm saying I never realized that. Well, I wonder if people just don't know how easy it is to make it.
No, I think it's just
I would try it.
We just like it's like eating Spam, right? It's just easy. Get out of the can.
I also don't do that because it's
Spam
disgusting.
is good.
I mean, no judgment. I just think it's gross.
Okay.
Spam is
Well,
ultimate
with
WT.
that, I think we should kind of roll into then, Annabelle, what is your favorite Thanksgiving dish then if you don't like cranberries out of a can?
I mean, you said it yourself, Tris. No, most people don't eat it, so I can't be the minority here. Well, I don't really like Thanksgiving food as much as I like Christmas food. Um, I mean, I like eating, I like caramelized Brussels sprouts. I like stuffing, but mostly I like making pies like that. I don't even really eat the pies, but I just make them. Um, and so that's a fun part of the holiday for me. The work part where I have to make hundreds of pies for Thanksgiving to go is not fun. But I'll show you. I made two, even though we're going out for Thanksgiving this year because my mother in law doesn't want to cook. I made pies because this one is, can you see it all right? I can't tell.
Yes.
It's chocolate pecan bourbon pie.
What?
So
you could bring that one right over here, and I'll
I
taste
will.
it
If my
for you.
father-in-law doesn't eat it all in one sitting, I'll bring it. And then,
wait, do you have candied like?
They're just little decorations.
Okay.
This is my apple pie. I don't know if I can turn it enough so you can see it. It has little apple leaf cutouts. It's an apple pan.
That looks good.
And I actually let my my daughter helped with the apple pie. And she also doesn't really eat pie, but basically we had a joke back when I was married. I would have to make all the pies for family Thanksgiving, obviously, but I had to make one whole pie separate for my brother and one whole pie separate for my husband, and then pies for everyone else. Like they each required their own pie.
So did you make a pie for your ex-husband?
Today? No, absolutely not. Of course not. Though I probably would if he asked, if like he was eating dinner with us or something, I would, because I don't know, I'm nice and it's not a lot of effort to, keep some goodwill. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Right. What is, I need to backtrack for a second, because to me, Thanksgiving dinner is the same thing that I'm going to cook on Christmas. Like, what's the difference between, what do you mean so Christmas?
Growing up in my family, it was like turkey at Thanksgiving and ham at Christmas. My grandma always made a ham. So, and the sides would be kind of similar. But then I, as an adult, I hosted Christmas dinner for a long time, like years. And it wouldn't be all my family, but I would host it for like the family that was in California plus a bunch of friends. And I always did prime rib, a standing rib roast, or like a beef tenderloin, or what the heck's the other thing called where it's the beef tenderloin is wrapped with puff pastry and has the mushroom. What's wrong with me?
I don't know, but that sounds too fancy.
Beef Wellington.
Oh, yeah, that's fancy.
So like I would make those, and then I would also make I would roast some kind of whole fish for people who didn't want red meat. So
dang,
so that's how it was kind of different for me, and I always liked ham better than turkey. So
you know what else happens at Christmas? Cranberry sauce again. So I make sure.
Nope, that does not grace my table. Yep. You know what I do at Christmas though? You guys might like this actually. Well, I don't know, Poindexter, if you've ever seen, but I'll do sugared cranberries, and I've done that for work for a long time. And you do it for like to eat or for decorations on dishes. Basically, you take simple syrup, which is just half sugar, half water, and you have it at almost a boil, and you like blanch the cranberries in it because you don't want them to burst. If it's too hot, it'll burst immediately. So you blanch them in there for a couple minutes, and then you take them out, like kind of shake off the syrup and roll them in sugar, and then you put them out on a wire rack to dry. So they're like crunchy. Oh my God, I should make those for snack of the week for Christmas.
Yes,
Tris, I think you would love them. So you bite into them; they're almost crunchy, and they're tart, of course, but they also have that layer of sugar like dried on the outside. They're super good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, can you
have some of those.
Teach me how to do that next weekend? That sounds good.
Next weekend.
But so no, Tris, what I do, I'm doing a turkey and a ham for Thanksgiving tomorrow. Yeah. But then for Christmas, I always have to do a turkey and a prime rib, which, Annabelle, help me out here. How many, the bone-in prime rib, how many bones do I get? Or, it's like they sell it by the, like how many, like ribs, right? Like, yeah ribs.
Well, how many people's it for?
Probably like 8. Because we'll have a turkey too. We want leftovers.
I would get just like 3 or something.
Okay.
But if you want to have enough the thing is that what you're going to need to do, because you like your meat more well done, is when you cook it, if you're doing a big one, so you have leftovers, I would cut them into 2 smaller portions and do one that you're going to eat right now up a little higher. I would say cook it till about medium and then cook the other one even less. Then when you reheat it, it's not going to get overcooked. So do you know what I mean?
It's fine because like what you taught me to do last Christmas about like, searing it and then sticking it in the oven. I just eat the ends. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't want to, that's too much work having to cut it and then like 2 different and cook it.
Well, I mean, you'd still have, say if you were doing like 6 ribs, you'd have 1 of 3 and 1 of 3. Oh, yeah. But if you're just doing a smaller one, just eat the ends, and the people who like more, their meat less done can eat the middle. That's the easiest thing.
You want to know my Thanksgiving trick?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's 2. First off, I put the stuffing in a crock pot to save space in the oven. So like when you have extra like stuffing. And the second one is what Annabelle told me last year because I got stuck making everything for Christmas and I was freaking out. Was to do the mashed potatoes like ahead of time, like hours before. And then you can just heat them up later. And I'm like,
there's no reason to be doing.
I never thought about that.
The only thing at the holidays that I'm doing last minute, if I'm preparing the meal, we don't normally have braised greens at Thanksgiving, but at Christmas we would have the braised greens. It goes good with any kind of red meat. It goes good with ham. So it could be like collards, Swiss chard, kale, whatever. But I'll be doing those kind of last minute, and then finishing the gravy last minute. Everything else is like already done and just needs to be warmed up because there's just too much to do. Especially if you're the only one cooking or if you have a small kitchen like me at home.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. In fact, I was texting Annabelle last night because I'm like, all right, I got to brine this turkey. Do I do it now or do I do it tomorrow night or like tonight? Or do I when should I start brining it? Because I always forget because I'm not, I just had to start cooking really Thanksgiving the last couple of years. And then how do I cook the turkey? Well, I mean, not just stick it in the oven, right? Because she always has turn the oven up high. Get it kind of like really hot and then, suck in all the juices and then turn it down. Yep. So I'm still kind of confused.
Those juices on the inside. It's very important.
Okay. I'm still kind of confused because how long? Like I need a time.
Well, the cool thing is, I mean, you can guess it based on the weight of the turkey, right? But the cool thing is you have those thermometers that you can
meters.
Put it, whatever they're called. Yeah. You put it in it and then you just leave it and it alerts you when the meat's at a certain temperature. So it totally takes the worry out of it, I guess you would say, if you're concerned.
About overcooking the turkey, but I just need to know when should I put the turkey in if I want to eat around 5.
We can talk about that later. Send me the weight of the turkey and then tell me your schedule and then you can figure. You just got to back it up.
Okay. Yeah.
Back it up.
That's what's nice about having a best friend that's a chef.
I'm all ready. I have notes saved. It's like every year, same question. I'm like, oh, let's go. I'm ready for you.
She cut and pasted this long ass text last night. This is how you're going to do your turkey. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, just tell me the time I need to put it in.
Yeah, but if you want the skin crispy, the baking powder salt rub on the skin, I learned that from Cooks Illustrated a long time ago. But you put that on there and it helps dry the skin out and make it so crispy because I love the crispy skin.
Oh. I'm going to have to do that.
Just got to massage the bird with the baking powder salt mixture real good.
Really?
Get in there,
massage the bird.
Massage it like how you do with your almond oil. Just get in there and
That's
massage.
Right. It's the same but different. You don't want to put the raw turkey in your mouth. That's the difference.
No, we don't. All right. So I think that leads us into our next segment because we've had so many, talking about Thanksgiving. Annabelle, so you posted on Twitter X. I don't know. What should we even call it? Because I feel weird calling it X.
It sounds stupid. I just still say Twitter.
Okay, we'll say Twitter. So we do have an Irrational Moms on Twitter. So you can always hop over there, leave us a question, leave us comments. We throw up some of the shorts so you get to see a little preview of what's going on. But we had a ton of fans ask a bunch of questions. The first one comes from Walter, and he wants to know, what is the dessert or food item that you make special and everyone always asks for it?
Okay. Well, here, I'll go.
Yeah.
I don't really, okay. I'll just say sweet potato casserole. I think that kind of goes into a different question that somebody asked, but sweet potato casserole for sure. And I don't really know. I've never had sweet potato pie before, I don't think. But anyways, so I do like a pecan mixture that's got like cinnamon and like butter and some other stuff. So I put that on top and then I put that in the oven. And at the very end, I cover it with marshmallows and then put it on broil. So the marshmallows, so it's like a side and a dessert at the same time. So like I usually have some on my plate and then after I have more.
Yeah.
So do you use fresh sweet potatoes or do you use canned sweet potatoes?
No, I use canned. Everything is canned, and my green beans are
me
from
too.
the can.
I use canned ones too.
Canned green beans? No.
Heck yeah, girl.
No,
because the ones that you get at a fancy restaurant, they're so crispy, and it just disgusts me. I'm like,
oh, I like.
So you like soggy green beans?
Yeah,
but you could just
if that's
steam
what
them
we're
and
gonna
cook them
call
longer. You can steam them and cook them longer.
No, I don't think that's gonna work.
Do you want to hear a funny story about green beans? So one of my cousins, my mom is a twin, and one of my cousins would every year her favorite dish was my aunt's green bean casserole. And she's just like, finally one year, Mom, I gotta know how you do it. She's like, I use canned green beans. And my cousin was like, oh, really?
Maybe just because I don't know, I'm not as fancy or something, but like everything I do, so we don't do stuffing. We do like chicken and dressing. I haven't had turkey in a while. I love turkey. It's just what is that?
What
What does that mean? Chicken and dressing?
It's like, well, because stuffing, like in my mind, it's like stovetop stuffing kind of situation. Like it's more bready, even though I know you're going to like the stovetop stuffing. But if it had stuffing, it would be stovetop. But it's like cornbread, and then it's actually chicken in the can. So even the chicken is...
Why are we eating canned meat? We're not poor.
I know, but it's so good.
Chris, you should be married to my husband because he keeps a couple boxes.
Happy.
Yes, of stovetop stuffing in there, and if I don't make enough stuffing, he grabs it out, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Do you know when I made Mr. Poindexter his favorite's cherry pies? So I'll make him cherry pies. But one time, it wasn't the first time I made it, but one time he was just like, "Can you just use the cherry pie filling? I like it so much better." Like in the can, he did not want the fresh cherries, and I was like. First of all, I was like, well, damn, why didn't you tell me like 40 pies ago? I would have just made what you wanted.
Remember, we sat there and we pitted those cherries. I remember doing that in the kitchen, drinking champagne. And it was like a long process of like cleaning the cherries, pitting the cherries. And yeah.
He did not want it. But here's the thing. As much as like I think some canned things are gross. I mean, no judgment. I swear. I grew up poor. I'm not that fancy. I mean, I make fancy food at work, but I make normal food at home. But I just don't like the stuff. So it's not like I think there's something wrong with it. I just think it's gross. But I also, if I'm making something, I want it to be what you want. Like if I'm making it for you. So even though I don't want to eat canned pie filling, if Mr. Poindexter wants a cherry pie and that's how he likes it, well, I want to make it how he likes it, right? There's no point in making something that I would have certain standards in a restaurant and then imposing those on people at home. That doesn't make sense to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't impose your high quality restaurant recipes on us.
Exactly. Not everybody wants that.
From the can.
And that's fine. Growing up, I didn't like vegetables that much, but it was because, we ate a lot of, if it wasn't like something we grew in the garden, it was canned. Now the options to me like flash frozen vegetables are way better because they're not processed the same way. But to me, this canned stuff is just like limp and sad and soggy, and that's part of the thing for me. But then when I was an adult and eating vegetables, like fresh vegetables cooked properly, I was like, damn, these are good. Like I didn't even know I liked Brussels sprouts until I think I had like my mother-in-law's roasted Brussels sprouts at a holiday meal. And I was like, damn, Brussels sprouts are good. I didn't even know.
I like Brussels sprouts. I can't stand asparagus. That's disgusting to me. I won't even.
Oh my God, you're killing me over here because I can get on board with a lot of things that you're saying, but the vegetables need to be like steamed and like just slightly like cooked where they're still kind of crunchy. I agree with Annabelle on that one. Like,
see, I don't even steam anything ever. Almost, I roast stuff for the most part. Like, I think the flavor is just better on almost anything. Even most of the time now, I'll saute green beans, or like last night, I was making food and I roasted the green beans in the oven with other vegetables because I just like the flavor so much better.
So one time, Tris, after I had my third child, Annabelle comes over with a roasted chicken and a bunch of roasted vegetables. And I was just like, I'm like, this is amazing. And
Oh, it was
like,
like a real, not like the rotisserie one from the grocery store.
no, like
right?
a real one. Like she had it brought in a pan and everything. And I was just like, people do this?
Mr. Poindexter was like, the fuck? I haven't been getting fed this all the time. Why am I not getting this as my meal all the time?
Yeah. And so then I and I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. Can you tell me how to do this? And she's like, are you kidding me? Like you just like, rub some oil on it, some salt, and like stick it in the oven and roast it. And I'm like, oh.
That's the thing. A lot of stuff's really not that hard. People just aren't comfortable doing it. So it seems like a daunting task if you don't know, if you haven't done it. But then once you do it, it's like, oh, anybody can do that. Because that's why sometimes I react that way. Because I'm like, but you could do it. It's really not hard. And like the cranberry sauce, for example, it takes less than 10 minutes to fully make the dish. So I'm like, why wouldn't we want that? But, people have their own taste.
Well, so when I was at the store yesterday getting all my stuff, there was the Brussels sprouts and they were on the stem, right? Mm-hmm. And they have them. And then they had the big, and they were like little tiny ones and they had big giant ones. And there was only 2 stems left. And the lady took one and I was going to take the other one. But then I'm like, do you want this? Being a nice person. She's like, oh my God, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I'll use the other big ones and just cut them in half. Yeah. But then I was like, that's really not a good, efficient, like, use of my time. So I'm just going to go get the frozen one.
Yeah. Well, see, that I will say, if you're buying fresh Brussels sprouts, it makes more sense to pick them out yourself. You won't get the same on the stem, but you either get all small ones or all big ones. But no matter what you get, you still have to cut the bottoms off and peel the dirty leaves off. So that is a time-consuming task. I love Brussels sprouts, but that's time-consuming.
My monsters love Brussels sprouts for some reason. Yeah. I have no idea why. I did not like them growing up, but they like them.
You can probably still roast them, frozen ones. You don't have
I'm going to.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to steam them.
Well, I am going to steam them a little bit just for a couple of minutes and then just throw them in there and roast them with some olive oil. And yeah. If I get confused, I'll call you.
You can know exactly what you said is exactly how you should do it. It's not complicated.
All right. Okay. So our next question comes from Curtis, and this is Tris. This is perfect for you. Do you prefer pumpkin or sweet potato pie? America needs to know what the moms, decide and think about.
I saw that. I didn't think this was this is a whole debate. Like
I had no idea.
Right. But I've never been that girl that's like, oh, it's a certain time, like pumpkin spice, everything is coming out everywhere. Like, I don't care. Even a Waffle House, they have like a pumpkin spice waffle. I'm like, don't offer me this crap.
That is disgusting.
I just want a regular waffle.
No. That's disgusting. What are they thinking? It's Waffle House.
Exactly.
I want a fancy ass waffle.
No, Trader Joe's makes a good like waffle pumpkin mix. That's the only one I'll buy.
So. And I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not a fanatic about everything pumpkin like some of these people are. No. But I've never had sweet potato pie. I'm sure it's very similar to what I make in many ways. But yeah, sweet potato casserole or sweet potatoes. But I like sweet potato fries and all that kind of stuff. So maybe I'm just.
Do you like pumpkin pie though?
Yeah, I think I've had it like once.
I'm gonna have to make you a sweet potato pie using fresh roasted sweet potatoes and see. Ooh, I want to do a blind taste test and see.
I need to try this cranberry sauce fresh too.
Oh yeah,
to see.
Okay. I'll do that.
See what's up.
We should do a Thanksgiving dinner next time we're together, just because you like Thanksgiving food.
Yeah, we should. But I hate sweet potatoes, so please do not feed me sweet potatoes.
I'll do regular mashed potatoes too.
Yeah, I didn't even know sweet potato pie was actually a thing.
Oh yeah, that was one of my recipe requests on my page. I did a Thanksgiving helpline sort of thing, and a lot of people asked for sweet potato pie recipes. Nobody asked for a pumpkin pie recipe.
So were they confused with sweet potato pie versus like a casserole? Is it the same thing?
No. Because I even specifically would ask people, do you need a pie crust recipe also? And everyone was like, yes.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
So I'm going to say no to this.
We didn't have that growing up. We would have sweet potato casserole and then we would have pumpkin pie. Now I do not like pumpkin pie. I don't want to eat sweet potato pie either. But I like sweet potatoes, but I don't want all that sugar in them. I just want
You're supposed to be tiebreaker, and now you're like, she wants pumpkin. I like sweet potato, and then you're like, I just don't like either.
No,
there's no time. So we still don't have an answer to America's question.
Just make little tiny ones, and we'll try it out.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so Jamie wants to know: do you prefer turkey or ham at Thanksgiving, or both?
Oh,
so turkey. Annabelle?
Well,
I mean, I make turkey because that's what is expected. But I don't know, one day. I feel like one day I needed to. Oh, you know what I have done that I actually like better is when we've had small Thanksgivings, my mother-in-law taught me this or showed me whatever. We would make like little Cornish game hens for everyone, which is also easy too. You're literally just putting them on a tray and popping them in the oven. And so if you're not having a huge thing, like sometimes it would be, especially before we had kids, it would be like just the four of us sometimes. And she would do those. And I liked that idea too, because you don't have to walk around with a big old turkey. It's less messy. You're not like jamming your fist inside the turkey, pulling out innards and stuffing it.
You fist the turkey. I didn't realize. I don't know which recipe you're using, but I'm going to need to get this recipe and figure out.
I think we need to show our producer's reaction to in the podcast to some of these questions.
Wait, hold on. Do you stuff your turkey?
Yeah, I stuff what I can in the turkey, and then I put the rest of it in like a casserole. You could do the same thing with the crock pot though. So then when the turkey's done, you take that stuffing out of the turkey and mix it with the rest of it. So you add some of the turkey juices. So you are getting it helps. Okay. I think it helps sort of make it all like feel like it was all cooked in the turkey. It imparts that flavor. But then I also like to finish it in the oven with nothing covering it. So you get kind of crispy on the top.
Okay, that's a good idea because I always feel like, I have a 22-pound turkey, right?
Yeah.
And I have to make like a ton of stuffing because I do. Tress, again, you should have married my husband. I have people in my family that love leftover Thanksgiving, like turkey, stuffing, sweet potato casserole. That's all they really want. And so I have to make like 3 batches of stuffing.
Yeah.
Like extra. Yeah. It's insane. That's why I have to use the crock pot along with stuffing the turkey because
That's a good idea though, because the stuffing is best if it's, in my opinion, a little bit crispy, at least on the
exactly. You want to get the top kind of dried out,
probably. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because inside the turkey when you pull it out, it's still like
it's super soggy. So you're mixing that with your other stuffing.
So gross. I hate sticking my hand inside of a turkey. Actually, I took all the gizzards. What is it? Gizzards? Is that right? And the neck out. Yeah, I'm gonna feed it to my dogs.
Oh, they're gonna love that.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I know. Annabelle last night's like, you're supposed to use it for gravy. And I'm like, I got canned gravy. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Y'all giving me shivers over here.
She
Not the good kind.
Frowning upon us so much right now.
Well, at least I know I won't mess up the gravy if it's canned.
You should know what you should do is add some of your own turkey drippings to it and then cook it a little bit and it'll probably make it taste better.
Idea.
And maybe add some herbs to it.
Sounds like a lot of work.
You're already going to heat it up in a pot, right? All you do is pour some drippings in there and stir it. It's not a lot of work, I promise.
Okay, I'll try. Okay, I'll FaceTime you and tell me if the consistency is right.
Throw a couple sage leaves in there. Leaves.
So did we decide then turkey or because nobody said?
No, what did you decide?
I don't like ham. I don't like ham. No,
ham's delicious, but it isn't. It's not a Thanksgiving thing for me historically.
No.
Well, I bought a ham and I had to ask the butcher what's the difference between a ham butt and a ham shank. I don't know.
Wait, are you cooking the ham from scratch?
No, I think it's partly cooked.
Oh, okay, that's what I was wondering.
But I was still like, what's the difference between? It says one says shank and then one says butt. I'm like, what's the difference? Do you know?
What did he say?
I couldn't tell you.
Well, what do you think?
I think isn't the shank part of like the thigh?
I don't know. It has a bone in it.
I only know one shank, and that's the kind made in prison. So I don't know anything about ham shank.
Anyways, he said it was.
Watch out for prison ham.
He said that the butt has more meat.
Well, that would make sense because if you compare my butt to my thigh,
the booty.
Actually, my thighs are pretty big too. Hold on, I'm googling what is a ham shank. I probably should know this, but shank is from the lower portion of the leg. So
see, you were right. Okay, so yeah, he said that get the butt because it has more meat. So I was like, all right. Cool. As long as it has a bone in there so it's a little more flavorful, we're good. All right. So Jamie also wants to know, what are you most thankful for during Thanksgiving?
Oh.
I do not like doing this around the table because my family comes up with very random things to be thankful for.
I don't want people to have open-ended things. They can just say some weird stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even know. What am I?
I'm just thankful for us.
I am thankful for y'all, but I'm not all cheesy and sappy. So I'm like,
I know.
I don't know.
Thankful for friends and thankful for good food and thankful for amazing followers that we have across all of our pages.
See, that's
See,
why.
that's nice.
See, that's good because
Let's
I
just
would
use
be
that
like, I
as
got
our
nothing.
answer for everyone.
So I'm going to say ditto to what you said, Triss.
Triss is our thankful spokesperson officially.
Yes. Feel very present and thankful and grateful.
Yes.
Aw, that's so nice.
I'm going to be thankful for a good bottle of champagne I have that I bought.
Oh, man. Yes.
Right? That's what I'm thankful for. Annabelle, I'm sorry. If you were here, I got 2 bottles of Dom and you could split one with me. So
Right, that's fine.
yeah, I'll wait for next weekend when you should teach me how to do some cranberries and Dom. Would be very good.
Ooh,
Yes,
that is true.
That would be good.
That'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think that kind of wraps up like some of our Thanksgiving. If we think of something, we'll have to just pipe in, girls.
Yeah.
But so I wanted to lead into, because after Thanksgiving is Black Friday, right? And then it goes into like this long thing. And then there's Cyber Monday, which never really existed up until a couple of years ago. I want your guys' inputs on this because I honestly think Black Friday is kind of jumped the shark. It's just in businesses inflating the price so then they can offer like a discount, but it's really no different than anything else. And if you actually get better discounts if you wait until like closer to Christmas.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of feel about it. And I don't do any Black Friday shopping. I think it's just, it used to be fun like back in the day, right? Like to go shopping like 20 years ago, but now there's no freaking way. I'm not doing that.
No. Well, they're not discounting anything. Like, people are crazy. If you wake up at 4:00 in the morning to go shopping, you're crazy, because the exact same prices are going to be online and the same prices are going to be on for Monday. And right now I'm already getting emails. Like, I shopped yesterday at one of my online places that I like and got like 40% off of a couple of dresses. So I'm like, there's 0 point in waiting. There's no such thing as Black Friday even. It's just like a week before, then it's 2 weeks before, then all of a sudden it's like Black Friday in July. Don't they do that now? It's like a weird, I think Best Buy. And
yeah,
like,
I don't know. I don't remember what they called it, but I do remember something like that. And I was like, huh?
Yeah, it's just them trying to create a sense of urgency. And you're like, oh, I got to get it now. It's discounted.
Right. Well, it's the same with Amazon. They're always having some type of special, right? Like,
it's so
Prime Day.
Anyway.
They do Prime Day.
Oh, that's what it is. Prime Day.
Yeah. That to me, it's so chaotic. Like, I don't like, even, it makes me feel like I'm going to a store, which I hate. Like that kind of online shopping. It's just not enjoyable at all. And I think if there's something that you really need and you're like watching the price, like when I moved, I was getting new TVs and I was like, okay, let's look at the price. A couple months before Thanksgiving. And I was just kind of watching them. And then on Black Friday, I wasn't looking for a sale, but I was just not quite ready to buy. And then at Black Friday, they actually were cheaper, like legitimately. So I'm like, oh, I'll buy my TVs now. Right. So like if there's one thing that but to me, it doesn't make sense to do all my Christmas shopping that day. Because maybe if people enjoy shopping, it makes sense, but no way.
Oh, heck no, you ain't going to the mall anytime soon. Not during the weekend. If you're going to go to the mall, men, go to the mall. No. You want to go after work during the week, Monday through Thursday night, go like during dinner time, and there'll be nobody there. I'm telling you right now. The rest of the season. That will be your prime time to go shopping. But don't wait until 2 days before Christmas like my husband does.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy.
Yep.
I do everything online. I haven't been in the mall in forever just because.
There's a commercial that we found a couple of years ago. Well, I guess it was a long time ago, but it's still around. I'll have to send it to y'all. But it's this guy's small business, and he's saying, Black Friday sale, Black Friday sale. Amazon's so scared. It's like the best commercial ever. And the guy, he became like famous for having this ridiculous commercial. And he's like a cute little Asian guy, and he's wearing like an American, what's the guy called? Who's like the tall guy with the American flag outfit on?
I don't know.
What do we call that guy?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I'd call her. If it was a woman, it would be Lady Liberty.
Yeah, no, it's a man.
But it's a man. I don't know what you call him.
Is it Uncle Sam?
Oh yeah, I guess. I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
Like a top hat, maybe, and like an American flag outfit.
Yeah, that's Uncle Sam.
Yeah, he's dressed like that. It's pretty good. So every year at Thanksgiving, I've already had 4 former coworkers send me the ad. It's like to remind each other. We always just send it. It's so ridiculous. Restaurant people are weirdos.
Black Friday sale, financing for you. Black Friday sale, 5-star review. Black Friday sale. Bed, desk, and chairs. Black Friday sale. Amazon so scared. Black Friday sale. Low prices everywhere.
Well, you want to know what else is happening on Friday? So for the first time ever, the NFL's playing a game. I think Amazon's is streaming it. And so it's a Dolphins game that's going to happen on Friday at, I think it's noon, or I can't remember the exact time. I have to look at my fantasy football lineup on that one. But there's 2 games tomorrow. Yay. And there's a game on Friday.
There's 3 tomorrow.
Is there 3 tomorrow? Okay, 3 tomorrow, a game on Friday. And then we have football on Sunday, which leads us to what the hell happened on Monday Night Football with my team when I know the weather was bad, but come on, receivers, catch the frickin' ball. I mean, it was a good game, though. I will say it was a good game, but I went off on my live on Monday night because I was so irritated.
I mean, it was a good game, but also a sloppy game. I think that the teams maybe were equally sloppy almost. Mm-hmm. I mean, which is not good. But it was pouring rain the whole time. So I feel like that played a huge factor.
There was one play that Peyton Manning said, that was the best play he's ever seen. I don't know if you remember. It was an interception, the Chiefs intercepted it, and I forget who it was on the Eagles that,
AJ Brown, he stole the ball.
He, didn't touch him because he, didn't want him to be counted as, down, and the play was down. Yeah. And he took it. I was so surprised that didn't get, turned around as well, to be honest.
It did. They gave it back. They gave it to the Chiefs because AJ Brown, whoever intercepted it, I don't remember who did it, but as he's falling, AJ Brown's leg touched him. So they ended up, the Chiefs, because it would have been, if that hadn't happened, the Eagles would have kept the ball. But because his leg touched, AJ Brown's leg touched him as he was going down, then he got up and AJ Brown just wrestled the ball from him. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was a good game. There's a lot of I agree with you, Annabelle. It was sloppy on both sides. It wasn't their best game. Going into it, I think there was highly a ton of anticipation of what was going to happen. But it was a good game. It was you had 2 teams where it's you have 2 teams that went to the Super Bowl that are still playing at a high level, and it's still entertaining. And it's don't hate me for saying this. It's not like last year when you had the Rams who won the year before, and then they just weren't playing at the same level when they were playing.
Oh, right. The Rams won the Super Bowl and then immediately were terrible.
Yes, right. So you still have these 2 games that were both in the Super Bowl that still played at a very high level, and it was entertaining. So it's interesting to see are we going to see a rematch this year?
But I think that
I don't know, the AFC.
Jason Kelsey needed to beat his brother finally. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
so I think the Eagles needed to win that. And I was I don't want to be a hater, but I'm so fucking sick of seeing Mahomes. I'm sick of seeing Kelsey. You're good, cool. I'm just overseeing their faces.
I know.
And hearing their names. I was okay, I can't do the negativity. So I was just giving all good vibes to the Eagles.
But can we talk about that for a second? The whole Kelsey family, I'm it's getting played really hard in ads, in the media, everywhere I look. It's there's so much of them. I'm I think it's they're overdoing it. And I know I get if you have press, hit it hard, make all the money you can, and good for them. But at the same time, I'm almost getting to the point where I really like Jason Kelsey a lot better than Travis because I think he's a down-home person. Family person,
right?
but
I always have, though. I love Jason.
Yeah, but now I'm so sick of it. Yeah. I'm sick of
the
all
Chiefs
of them.
fan base has some of them are turning on Travis Kelce already. One of your biggest superstars, still playing at such a great level, had a rough game. He's 1 fumble a year, and they're talking about how he should retire and he's terrible and Taylor Swift, blah blah blah. And I know fan is short for fanatic, right? People are crazy. Myself included, but I'm y'all really one bad game and y'all turn it on Travis. That is, to me, completely freaking insane. However, I am sick of hearing about, I cannot escape Taylor Swift. She's served up to me everywhere. I don't ever look at her content in any way. My Instagram, my personal Instagram, I don't have work one, my Instagram reels, everything everywhere suggests to me is all Taylor Swift. Even the New Heights subreddit has been taken over by the freaking Swifties. I'm sorry, Swifties, but y'all are freaking annoying.
Yeah.
I am tired of it because what they can't just be normal. They can't just ask a question. They have to be Swiftie here. We don't care. We don't care. Can you just not say that? It's
well,
so
and Taylor Swift is
irritating.
she's got all of these commercials in between. So not only is she kind of taking over the persona of the game, but she has like credit card commercials. And then like I noticed when I was watching the game, with Travis. And then when I was watching the game, I noticed they were promoting Dancing with the Stars, an entire episode with just Taylor Swift songs. And I'm like, what the hell? Who cares?
So that's the only thing where I'm like, there's so much like in this whole like ecosystem of like with Travis and with Taylor Swift where I'm like, it's gotta be a PR move. Like I almost feel like it where it's like it's overplayed so much. Like if it was just a natural relationship, but now it's like you have all these ads that are coming in, right? And then Dancing with the Stars, that was like taped a while ago.
Yeah.
So why is it now a thing? Because they must have taped that like 6 months ago or a year ago, and now it's like it's a thing, and they have it on. They're advertising it.
I just had a thought. What I wonder is, because I am never cared about Taylor Swift, was she already in a lot of stuff, but we're only just now seeing it because it's in the content we were already consuming? Like football, like I have no idea. I'm not saying that's the case, but I wonder.
Some of those credit card ads were around a while ago, but now they're just pushing them even harder.
In the NFL time slots, so that's why we're seeing so much of it, I wonder.
But it's also a little weird too, because in the past, her relationships have almost always been super private. Like even this last guy that she was just engaged to, like nobody even freaking knew that, like, really that she was in a long-term relationship for years. And now all of a sudden everything is public. She's like running up to him in concert after the concert. Like they're making sure to do these things in front of cameras. So it's
I've also seen people say, and again, this was against my will that I learned this information, but that her boyfriends in the past were super private and didn't want that attention because it comes with such a crazy paparazzi crush all the time.
Well, yeah.
And so it's like the difference is just Travis doesn't care because he knows how to deal with the media. I mean, not on that level, but he already is in the media and famous on his own. So I wonder if like she must be okay with it if she's doing it because, she's doing these actions outwardly, right? So I don't know.
But why and then it goes back to the same thing with all social media, and you guys, and we've talked about this before, when you see people that express their love for somebody on social media, like their husband or their girlfriend, like, oh my God,
cheating.
It's my soulmate. Yes. Or it's like, it's like you're in a miserable relationship because like if you are actually secure, you don't need to project it to the rest of the world. You don't need to tell the rest of the world
that's
what's going
factual.
on.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Like proven statistically that couples in a relationship that don't post all over the internet are typically happier than those that do. And those that do, I'm just like, okay, are you? Because then it'll be like a month later and they're like, actually, we're getting divorced, or you were just pouring out your heart about this person, and then now.
Oh, I love it.
But it's because people like drama. Because then girls are like, oh, he's with somebody. Oh, let me act a fool and like message.
I will say of all the pro athletes who DM me on the down low, almost exclusively I know that when I go look at their bio on whatever social media or their page or whatever, it's going to be tons of pictures of their spouse and lots of talk about God. Like in their bio, they say something about loving Jesus and their wife. It's almost without fail every one of them. So my mind, the dirtbaggiest ones are the ones who are married and big followers of Christ. Like, no offense to religious people, but it's like a dead giveaway.
Which is a question I have for you guys. I do have I have a fan that used to play for the Chiefs. Do we want to ever bring him on and talk about anything?
Only if he would do it.
Oh, I think he would.
Because we have to be like, I would never tell anybody
here, but I mean, not like inside, but I think it'd be kind of fun to talk to like a professional football player and have him on and see what, maybe like as it comes to playoff season, we can have him on and see what his insight is. Cool. I also, or what about a sports agent?
Maybe.
Yeah. I might be able
to have somebody.
If they got some tea to spill, then for sure.
I have a friend that played on the Broncos with Peyton Manning. Maybe he'll.
Ooh, yeah. I think it'd be kind of interesting to see like from like when the drafts like is near to have somebody tell us like how does the whole draft work? Because I kind of know from what I read,
Yeah.
but I don't really know, right? I don't really know, like,
Mhm.
what's the inside, what happens in the background of, like, how are they going,
Right.
like, you know, what's all the steps and the processes,
Yeah,
and
that'd
what,
be cool.
yeah. And how do these
Yeah.
deals get made? I mean, is it just like, oh, you have all these teams that want you, that maybe want you, but then you end up getting like what you get.
That's got to
I
be
don't
a
know.
whole stress. Like you just have to go. Like you don't get to pick. And then what if you go to the crap? That's the thing. If you're like highly
you're the
ranked,
best, you
and
go to
then
a
what?
bad team
Like
usually.
the crappiest teams get you first. I'm like,
Yeah,
you
look at
kinda
poor
wanna be
Bryce
like,
Young. I mean,
let me be
poor guy.
mediocre. I'm not going to be the best right away. I'm not going to be the worst. I'm going to be just right in the middle, so somebody good gets.
That's why I've been saying second half of the season, Caleb Williams is tanking for Caleb Williams. He does not want to go to the worst team in the NFL.
Oh, hey, are the Jets going to get rid of Zach Wilson? By the way,
They're gonna
I'm
have
pretty
to.
sure.
I
Yeah,
thought
I'm
they're
pretty sure
switching their quarterback this weekend.
They did.
Yeah, they
So
are.
they switched to the other guy, and then I saw a comment from the head coach that was like, as far as Zach Wilson, next season or whatever, they were like, we'll discuss that after, or we'll.
He's gonna get
talk
released.
about that.
He's
I was
right
like,
now.
oh man.
I mean, he's not terrible,
No,
but
he's
also
terrible.
like,
not.
but
He's
also
terrible.
their offense isn't that good either.
That's true. The O-line, nothing about their offense is good, but he is not a good quarterback. I mean, did you see
Yeah.
what Aaron Rodgers said yesterday? I think it was yesterday, that it was something that effective, like, well, he feels bad because Zach Wilson wasn't able to sit behind him and learn for a year, and he was thrust into the spotlight or whatever. But it's like, this guy's been in the NFL 3 years. How long do you get?
Not to mention the
mean-
fact that he was a little bit of a douche beforehand. Like when he got on, he could have learned from Aaron Rodgers from the beginning, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to make this guy's life hell," or whatever he said. I don't forget, but something to that effect. It's like, dude, come on now.
I mean, did he, or was that just all PR too? I mean,
it could have been
things get
PR,
blown out
but
of proportion, as we know.
That's
is
true.
very true.
I don't remember.
But you know, I would still like to have him on at some point because he does, like
He likes moms. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I'll wear my shirt,
Tris,
dropping
you
bombs
wore that
thing.
shirt right there, heartbreaker for him. You know, I'm DMing him to send him some like Milk Estate scare, but his DMs are turned off on Instagram, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Annabelle, reach out on Twitter because you're good at like talking to sports.
I usually
people.
wait for the pro athletes to contact me. I don't usually reach out, but I could.
All right. Before we wrap it up, we do have an announcement that's actually kind of like, I mean, Annabelle, you did this last year, so I'm going to let you speak to it about like what you're going to do. We're going to have a Irrational Moms giveaway.
So we're going to do a giveaway for, when I can't go to games, I like to give away my tickets to stuff because I don't know. I just like having stuff to give away. It's fun to friends or whatever. But so next weekend, the Rams play the Browns on Sunday. And so I can't go. So we're going to do a ticket giveaway. Obviously, you have to be able to actually attend the game, so I know that means the contest won't work for everyone, but whatever. Somebody can have free 2 tickets and a parking pass to the Rams-Browns game. And, my seats are like on the glass on the opposing team's tunnel. So we're going to do a giveaway for
legit.
We're going to do a giveaway for those. We'll post the details maybe like Friday after Thanksgiving, and open the contest. But it won't be a contest where we have to like purchase anything. We never do anything like that. We never require you to spend money to get something for free because that defeats the purpose. So it'll just be a straight up giveaway, and we'll post all the details on Friday.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So yeah, look for that on Twitter on the Irrational Moms, and then we'll also have links to it from our other social media sites, and we'll push that a little bit too. So that about wraps it up for this week. You can listen to our podcast on Apple or Spotify, or you can find us at irrationalmoms.com. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment for us.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. We'll be back with more snacks and cranberry from the can.
Yes.
Never
Yum.
again.
All right. Bye.